Hi, this is Dave with MTV Discount. Today we're going to start our build-up of our Santa Cruz Bronson carbon. You saw the review on that last month. We're getting ready to throw this thing together. As you can see, we've got all the parts. We've thrown it onto our Park PCS10 stand and just added a generic seat post so we could do that. First thing first is we're going to start with our headset install, and then that way we can move on to the rest of the build. We're going to be using today a Park HHP2 bearing cut press, and this is what we're going to use for a non-threaded headset cut. With that, to make it a little easier, we're going to actually use some of our white lightning grease. This is a crystal grease. It's safe for carbon fiber, it's biodegradable, and it's waterproof, so you get a bunch of bonuses from using this grease. And then for the headset itself, we're going to be using our Gravity DX Pro headset, tapered 1.5 to 1 1/8 inch. So first things first on this, we'll get the headset out. We're going to install a little bit of grease on this to make it a little easier for the install, and that way you don't damage any portion of the bike or the headset. So you just put a little bit of grease in here, and we'll do a little bit more on the bottom. And then just rub it around with your fingers, make sure it's nice and evenly dispersed so you don't have any dry spots to aid in the application of the headset. So since we're not going to be using the adapters with the headset, since this cut press comes with the adapters, we're going to be using the flat surfaces, so we're not going to install both sides at the same time. And that is the difference. If you're going to be using the adapters that are included with the headset press, and you've got a good surface, feel free to use them. You can install both sides at the same time, make sure they're lined up. But with the way we've got the inner race on this, it won't work. So we have to do one side at a time. So we're going to slip this up here, lock it in place, make sure that everything's kind of lined up and level. Start snugging this piece down here, which is threaded. It'll seat up to the bottom and help you line it up. And then just slowly start cranking down on this, and it should just ease into place. Again, this has all been pre-done by Santa Cruz, making the install a little quicker and easier. And as you can see, it's snugged up. You don't want to over-tighten it and actually compress the head tube, but you want to make sure it's nice and snug. Check, make sure all the surfaces are seated evenly around, and you've got a nice edge. So then loosen it back up. We'll pull this piece back off. And since we're going to be using no adapter, we're going to go ahead and start with the bottom on this piece. And again, this is a fairly easy tool to use. It's fairly aggressive, it's a little expensive, so the average home mechanic may not want to actually purchase this tool. So we do also make this available for rent. If you're not comfortable with doing this on your own, you can always get your local shop to do it for you, or maybe even the shop, if you did a mail order on the frame, you might be able to get them to do it for you as well. So again, don't tackle something you're not comfortable with. You want to make sure that you've got a nice clean build, and to be ashamed to ruin a $3,000 frame for a few dollar savings. But we here at MTV Discount, we like doing our own stuff. We like the ability to be able to do our own builds and control all the parts that go into it. So, and there you go. Headset's in place. We're just going to wipe off the extra grease that was from the install, just to clean it up a bit. And then we're going to be installing the bearings themselves. Comes with everything you need, including a star nut. You've got your lower bearing, your crown for your fork. You've got your upper bearing here, and your compression fitting. So we drop the bearing in, making sure that it seats properly. Compression fitting, you've got your top cap with your seal, and then the bottom will go on when we do the fork install, which will be next. So thanks for joining us for this portion of the build. check us out next week when we actually move into the fork, which will be a Fox 150. It's been moved down from a 160, 34 float, and again with the Kashima coating to match our shock. So thank you very much.